This is my garden. It is the very end of May 2020. I just finished planting everything. Over here on the left side, I've got some corn. I've never grown corn successfully before. This is going to be a multicolored sweet corn. Hopefully it's going to be good. And once the corn gets to about knee high, I think some of them are already there, but some of them are still pretty small. I'm going to be planting beans around each corn stalk so that the beans can use the corn stalk as a trellis. That's going to be really cool. I might plant some zucchini around the outside of the mounds, but I'm not quite sure about that, mostly because I hate dealing with squash bugs. So, and here we have straw flowers. They're supposed to be really pretty. I grew them from seeds and just put them in the ground. There's a little marigold right there. And here is a little baby rosemary that I started from seed. And hopefully it'll do okay out here. I'm not sure how it's going to go. Here we have marigold, a ring of lettuce. Inside are some beets between the marigold and the lettuce, but they're not looking too hot, and the soil is really dense clay, so I don't know how the beets are gonna go. I love beets. It'd be cool if I got some beets. Around the outside, I've got 4 calendula plants. Never grown those before. Excited about that. And I've got some baby seedlings that are really hard to see. I think those 2, and there's another one. Those are Japanese white dandelion. I'm excited. I have those growing in the outside ring. Hopefully those will do well, because I'm going to harvest the root and basically the whole plant and make dandelion tea, things like that. Right here we've got Echinacea, a little patch of Echinacea right here closest to me, and then chamomile, little tiny chamomile babies there. And I've got some scarlet kale. There's some big plants that I started indoors, and then I planted some in the ground, so I've got a few little baby sprouts coming up of that. Lots of weeds too. Here we've got some pepper plants. I've got like 5 or 6 orange bell pepper plants that I started from seed, and then 2 jalapeno plants that I bought at the store, and lemon balm. I've never had lemon balm before. It smells awesome. I'm excited to do all kinds of fun stuff with it. Back in the corner over here, I've got some cilantro that I started from seed, and it's kind of floppy. It flops all over the place. Whenever I water it, it goes flat to the ground, but then it pops back up again. I think it didn't get enough light when I was starting it inside. In front of my tomatoes, all along this strip, I've planted carrot seeds. So we'll see if the carrots pop up. I've heard that carrots and tomatoes go really well growing next to each other, so we'll see. And speaking of tomatoes, my tomato plants, oh, they're so gorgeous. I'm really proud because I started all these tomatoes from seed, and I've got 3 different kinds. I've got 12 plants total. I've got some cherry tomatoes, I think, are down on the end, and the middle ones are Cherokee purple tomatoes. I'm excited about those, and some regular like beefsteak tomatoes on the end. And in a row all in front of the tomatoes, we've got basil. I planted 3 different kinds of basil. I started all from seed, like your regular basil, some lemon basil, and then this black opal basil, which is so gorgeous. So we've got little basil babies going all the way along there. And eggplant that I started from seed. Got about five eggplants. I had some success growing eggplant last year. Had a couple of eggplant meals out of them. See if I get a better harvest this year. I just bought some thyme and some sage from the store the other day to put in with those. Got marigolds kind of scattered all around, and some of them are blooming already, which is funny because they're tiny little plants. And then I've got sunflowers all along the back row. Two different kinds. Both kinds were given to me by my dear friend Katie. Some like regular sized sunflowers, and then I think I have two there and there. Those are like Mammoth Sunflowers, also from Katie. Yeah, they're different sizes because not all of the seeds germinated at the same time. I had a couple seeds in my starter kit, in my little seed pots. They didn't all germinate at the same time. Some came late, so that's why they're different sizes, but it's okay. And I just the other day planted cucumbers, like basically right up underneath the sunflowers, because what I'm hoping is going to happen is the cucumbers are going to grow up the sunflowers like a trellis, which looks really cool. I've seen people do it online, and I got, you know, a whole row, so that'll be nice. And also, I just planted the other day okra. I've never grown okra before. Thought I would give it a try. I've seen that the plant looks really big and beautiful, so hopefully that'll work out. I've got some more marigolds and calendula along this walkway here. And I do have some radishes here. I just planted in this little empty area here. I planted mustard seed to get the mustard greens. So I'm excited about. I like the spicy mustard greens. And then I had a cool little surprise happen this morning. I just noticed in the back corner of my yard, where my old garden beds used to be before I moved them, some turmeric popping up. Like my friend Katie last year had given me some turmeric, and I planted it in my garden and it did well, and then I moved the beds and forgot about it, and I thought the dogs had dug it up or that it was just gone, but I noticed that the plants were coming up, so I dug them up and put them in here where they wouldn't get destroyed. So there's a big one, there's a little baby one, and then I found some of the roots that didn't have a plant yet, and I put them down there. So I might have some turmeric. So that's exciting. It was a nice surprise. I think that's all. I think that is my garden. So yeah, all I have to plant is the beans, possibly some zucchini. And that's it. That's my garden.